Okay, so a couple days ago I got in a car accident and I thought I'd, show my car now. It was pretty bad. Basically my whole body hurts right now, but I didn't break anything besides my car. And yeah, I'm gonna probably explain the pictures and kind of explain what happened. Um, Feel free to not listen and exit the video if you want to. So first off, how it happened, I was up on the highway. I tried to push on the brake and there was something underneath my pedal, so I went to go reach down and grab it. And I accidentally, had reached down the first time, couldn't reach it. So I took my seatbelt off, reached down again, and as I was reaching down again, I yanked down the steering wheel and went into a guardrail. And yeah, I floated around the car a little bit. And yeah, it was pretty painful. I smacked my head off the roof. For some reason, the airbags in the front of the car didn't go off. Which, Chevrolet, I think you should get that fixed, don't you think? I have no idea how I'm alive. I was probably going over 70 miles per hour. Like I said, I was on the highway, so yeah. But luckily, I didn't hit anybody else or anything like that. But there's like 75 foot of guardrail just missing now. It's kind of like if I tried to take my car, and you know how you take a skateboard and go across and you grind on a rail. Like it was like I tried to do that with my car, but my car was too heavy. But yeah, that's what happened with that. I'll explain kind of the pictures. So this is my really ugly car. It's a green Chevy Cruze, 2015. I got it, I think in 2016. I don't really remember. But what sucks is I almost had it paid off. And yeah, so now I gotta get a new car. But I'll explain everything right here. So when I actually hit the guardrail, I think the police told me I bounced off it or something. And I guess there's like a median where there's like a hill or something separating the highway that's going northbound, and I was on the highway going southbound. There's about probably like 200 or 300 feet in between as the median, and it was like a slope that goes up toward the northbound highway. So the police told me I went up there and then came back down and then hit the guardrail again, bounced off it again, and then my car stopped in the middle of the highway. That's why I'm glad there was nobody really driving around at that time. It was about like a little after midnight. But that happened. And yeah, it got pretty destroyed. I haven't really showed you the worst of it, but so I stopped, and after bouncing around a little while, yes, it was like extremely painful. But like I said, I didn't break anything. So this is my tire. I'll explain more about what happened in the inside. But I'm assuming that this metal part right here is the reason why my tire got popped. But that's that. And the door is a little bit damaged. Most of the back really didn't get damaged too much at all, but it's, I guess, the trying to fix it would cost more than actually like selling the car, so my insurance calls it a total loss pretty much, so they're just gonna sell it as is. All this stuff in here, well, it's like the innards of the car. I don't know what any of this crap is. As you can see, my headlights are completely gone. My front license plate is completely gone as well. I have no idea where it is, and yes, I do have more pictures if you were wondering. I think there's like 6 or 7. This is after it got brought to a tow company. But this right here is actually my, like the air intake thing that hooks to your filter. The engine filter. Actually, I don't really know what it is, but it sounds like that's what it's called. But that's the only other thing I really see. I mean, I've seen all this stuff before, but I really don't know what it does. This is like my radiator right here. Yeah, so if you're wondering, here's the air intake. This is my radiator, all this stuff. I'm not sure if they're all radiators, but there's 3 of them. This basically cracked open and spilled everything that was inside the car on the ground. I don't know. I'm assuming that there's no gas in there anymore either. But when I looked, it was just basically like pink stuff all over the ground right after the accident. But like I said, first off, I have no idea where this part went from my car. It's gone. My license plate was on here. It's gone. I also tried to open the hood and I cannot open the hood. The car is completely dead. It looks like the battery is gone. It might have been from the crash or the tow truck company. I don't know. But when the car finally stopped, it wouldn't move at all. I'm going to talk about what happened in the inside in a second, because it basically explains why I couldn't move it, and the fact that that whole tire on that side got shredded. What sucks is a couple weeks ago I got brand new tires, and I paid like $300 for 2 of them, and that was one of the brand new tires, so that sucks. I guess it's better that I'm alive. It was like being in a roller coaster, but not being strapped in, and it being very painful. So yeah, that's the front of the car. Here's this side. This managed to stay semi-intact. The bulb is still in there, but there was some wires hanging on the bottom. That's why I think that maybe the battery came out. The battery is like, I'm pretty sure it's like right on this. Well, technically this is the left side, but it's like right there. And if you want this information, here you go. Can't really read it. Feel free to come by my house if you can somehow read that and abduct me. I don't know what this is. It says GM though. Okay, so some wires hanging out. Okay, now I know what this is. This is my fog light. My fog lights are right here. They're clearly gone. I don't know where they went. And on the, well, you can see that the hood is broke, well, like bent and stuff. And up here, this is the only damage that got done to the windshield, which is pretty strange. And actually, like, underneath this part, there's, I don't know how it happened, but there's a straight up hole it's been cracked into. I don't know how that happened. Might have been the impact with a guardrail. This is probably the thing that, a piece that holds on the bumper. So basically most of the damage was to the front, but there is some damage over here. I'll show you. That's a lot worse image. There's a better view you can get. Basically the whole front of all that stuff is just gone. And this is basically all the damage that really happened to the back. This right here, down here, not this bad, but there was already a crack there, so I'm surprised it's not gone completely. That's pretty much it. Yeah. I thought I had another picture, but I guess not. So what happened in the inside is, so the only thing that I really remember is hitting the guardrail, and immediately my headlights were gone, and so I couldn't see where I was going or anything. I was not grabbing onto the steering wheel or anything because I was flying around the car, but I bounced over completely. Like, I hit the gear shifter and it bent. So when I actually stopped the car, I couldn't put it in drive or anything if I did want to move it. which I don't know if it would let me move anyway. I think it realized that I got in a pretty, it was in a pretty big impact or whatever you want to call it. But, so I ended up in the passenger seat, and I remember hitting my head off the ceiling twice. That was actually not that bad, to be honest with you. I know that the roof is metal now because my head didn't just smash through it. I hit it pretty hard, and I guess if it was plastic, I probably would have gone through it. For some reason, my windshield wipers randomly turned on. I don't know how that would protect anybody. But the only airbags that deployed were the 2 side airbags on each side of the car, and they were not filled with air. So honestly, I have no idea how I didn't get hurt worse. I'm just glad that I didn't. So anyway, that's pretty much my car accident. I don't really have anything else to explain, except that after the accident, it hurts to move. If you're wondering, yes, I called the police, they showed up. Actually, like really, really long time later. Nah, just kidding. It was like 10 minutes max. And there was 2 guys that stopped, and they had flashlights, and they were flagging people, letting them know my car was there. My car stopped in the middle of both lanes on the highway, which is really crappy, but luckily it was like 1 in the morning by this time, and there wasn't a lot of traffic. But one truck driver, after probably 20 people went by, he just decided to drag his trailer along the side of my car, but I guess the police officers told me later that no damage happened. But what I did is a tow truck guy showed up, and I sat in his truck until an ambulance was called, and then an ambulance showed up and picked me up. But it was like 8 degrees out there, so the dude was like, why would the police officers not just put you in their car instead of letting me freeze to death out there? I was outside for probably like 30 to 40 minutes, because the police report says like 2 o'clock or something, and I think the crash was at like 1:15 or something. I have no idea, but that seems like a pretty long time of me just sitting there. But they cleaned it up pretty fast, because I just went by today, and that's how I saw what happened to the guardrail, and there's about 75 feet gone. I don't know how I managed to stay on it that long, but after I got into the ambulance, they put a neck brace on me, checked my pulse and everything. The only thing that seemed to be wrong was I have like a major... I didn't have a concussion or anything, but I have like a big bump on my head, and my temperature was pretty high. It was like 101 degrees. I guess that's bad. I thought I might have COVID, but I don't know. They didn't test me for that. So I was sitting in the hospital for like 3 hours maybe, and they did like an x-ray and everything, and nothing was broken, but there's like a lot of trauma on like pretty much actually like my whole entire body. My leg must have been the thing that hit the gear shifter and bent it. It's like 1 inch thick, and it's just completely metal, and it was just bent so you couldn't move it anymore. So I hit that pretty hard. But yeah, after that, I called my sister, and she picked me up from the hospital, and now I've been home for a little while. Anyway, thanks for watching this boring video, I guess. Bye.